Gunman burst inside.
They dragged me down the stairs, and then I heard two pops.
Jennifer Cecilia Pan, born June 17, 1986, is a Canadian woman who was convicted of a 2010 kill-for-hire attack targeting both her parents, killing her mother, Bích Ha Pan, and injuring her father, Huey Han Pan. The crime took place at the Pan residence in Unionville, Markham, Ontario, in the Greater Toronto Area. Pan was found guilty on multiple charges and sentenced to life imprisonment with the possibility of parole after 25 years, the same penalty as her co-conspirators. In May 2023, the Court of Appeal for Ontario ordered a retrial for Pan and her conspirators on the first-degree murder charge, but upheld the attempted murder conviction. Jennifer Pan's parents, Bích Ha Pan and Huey Han Pan, were Vietnamese refugees of Chinese ethnicity who resettled in Canada. They married in Toronto and had 2 children, Jennifer and Felix. The family found employment at Magna International in Aurora, Ontario, where Huey worked as a tool and die maker and Bích made car parts. In 2004, they purchased a house in Markham, Ontario, a city with a significant Asian community. Jennifer Pan's parents had ambitious expectations for her, enrolling her in various activities such as music and figure skating. Despite hopes of becoming an Olympic figure skater, an injury derailed Jennifer's dreams. She attended Mary Ward Catholic Secondary School, where her parents tightly controlled her activities, forbidding dating, dances, or parties, fearing distraction from academics. Even during her supposed university years, Jennifer wasn't allowed social outings. This strict upbringing, labeled oppressive by Jennifer and her friends, was enforced by her father as the classic tiger dad, and her mother as his reluctant partner. Despite her parents' expectations for academic excellence, Jennifer's high school grades were average, except in music. To uphold the facade of success, she forged report cards, leading her parents to believe she had straight A's. When she failed calculus in grade 12 and lost her university admission, she concealed this failure by pretending to attend university. Instead, she worked odd jobs and taught piano. To maintain the illusion, she fabricated scholarships and even claimed acceptance into a pharmacology program at the University of Toronto, going as far as creating fake class notes to show her parents. Despite telling her parents she would stay with a friend near campus, Jennifer actually stayed with her boyfriend, Daniel Chi-Kwong Wong, whom she met in high school. Wong, of mixed Chinese and Filipino descent, lived in Ajax and was involved in marijuana dealing while managing a Boston pizza restaurant. He transferred schools due to poor grades. In spring 2010, Jennifer allegedly contacted Andrew Montemayor, a high school friend, who introduced her to Ricardo Duncan. Jennifer claims she gave Duncan $1,500 to kill her father, which Duncan denies. Duncan also alleges that Jennifer once gave him $200, which he returned and refused her request to kill her parents. In collaboration with Wong, Jennifer allegedly devised a plan to hire a hitman for $10,000 to murder her parents, aiming to inherit $500,000. Wong facilitated contact between Jennifer and Lenford Roy Crawford, also known as Homeboy, providing her with a SIM card and iPhone for communication. Crawford then engaged Eric Sean Sniper Carty, who contacted David Milvaganam. Milvaganam was implicated as one of the hitmen. Carty was later convicted for an unrelated murder in 2009. On November 8, 2010, Jennifer unlocked the front door of her family's home in Markham, Ontario, and conversed with David Milvaganam over the phone. Shortly after, Milvaganam and 2 other individuals, armed with guns, entered the house through the unlocked door. The identities of the other 2 assailants were not established in court, as Wong and Crawford were at work during the incident. Eric Sean Sniper Carty, implicated as the driver, stated his involvement in selecting and plotting the attack, but did not specify if he directly participated in the assault. The identity of the triggerman remains undisclosed, After demanding money and ransacking the main bedroom, the three assailants took Jennifer's parents, Bick and Han, to the basement where they shot them multiple times. Bick succumbed to her injuries, while Han survived. The attackers then took $2,000 from Jennifer before departing. She claimed they tied her up, but she managed to call 911. Han Pan received medical treatment at Markham Stouffville Hospital before being transferred to the trauma unit at Sunnybrook Hospital in Toronto by aircraft. Initially, police suspected the family's wealth as the motive for the attack, but grew doubtful as valuable items were left behind, and Jennifer Pan was left unharmed, able to call 911 despite being bound. During her first interview with police the evening after the murder, Han Pan woke from a coma and recalled seeing Jennifer speaking softly with one of the assailants. Jennifer was arrested on November 22, 2010, during her third police interview, where she confessed to hiring the killers, claiming she intended them to kill her, not her parents. During the interrogation, Officer William Bill Goetz falsely claimed to have technology to detect lies and used deceptive interrogation techniques, including the Reid technique, to obtain Jennifer's confession. In Canada, police are legally permitted to use deception during interrogations. Milva Ghanem was apprehended at the Jane Finch Mall in North York, Toronto, on April 14, 2011. Carty was arrested at Maplehurst Correctional Complex in Milton, Ontario, where he was already incarcerated, on April 15th. Wong was apprehended at his workplace on April 26th. Crawford was the last suspect arrested on May 4th in Brampton. Jennifer Pan was detained at Central East Correctional Center in Lindsay, Ontario, awaiting trial. Jennifer Pan, Daniel Chi-Kwong Wong, David Milva Ghanem, and Lenford Roy Crawford were all convicted on December 13, 2014, and each received a life sentence with no chance of parole for 25 years. Initially, Eric Sean "Sniper" Carty was tied alongside them, but due to his lawyer's illness, his case resulted in a mistrial around the summer of 2014. In December 2015, Carty received an 18-year sentence after pleading guilty to conspiracy to commit murder, with eligibility for parole after 9 years. Jennifer Pan was sentenced to life with no chance of parole for 25 years for the murder of her mother and attempted murder of her father. Pan's father and brother requested a restraining order to ban her from ever contacting members of her surviving family again. Overruling the objections of the defense lawyers, the judge filed the order. Pan is also banned from ever contacting Wong again. As of 2016, Jennifer Pan was incarcerated at the Grand Valley Institution for Women in Kitchener, Ontario. Daniel Chi-Kwong Wong, previously held in Lindsay, Ontario, was at Collins Bay Institution in Kingston, Ontario. David Milva Ghanem was at Atlantic Institution in Renouse, New Brunswick. Lenford Roy Crawford was at Kent Institution in Agassiz, British Columbia. Eric Sean "Sniper" Carty, who requested transfer to a federal prison in Western Canada or Atlantic Canada, remained at the Provincial Millhaven Assessment Unit awaiting transfer. He later moved to Kent Institution, where he passed away in his cell on April 26, 2018. In May 2023, the Court of Appeal for Ontario granted an appeal by Jennifer Pan and her 3 co-conspirators on the first-degree murder charge, ordering a new trial. The court found that the trial judge had incorrectly instructed the jury to consider only 2 scenarios for first-degree murder, rather than allowing them to consider scenarios that could lead to second-degree murder or manslaughter charges. However, the court upheld the convictions for the attempted murder of Pan's father. In 2016, journalist Jeremy Grimaldi published a true crime book about Pan called A Daughter's Deadly Deception: The Jennifer Pan Story. The podcast's Case File, My Favorite Murder, Wine and Crime, and the Deadly Women series also covered the case. Bick Ha Pan's funeral was held on November 15, 2010, at the Ogden Chapel in Scarborough. According to Jennifer Pan, a funeral for Bick Han's father was held before hers, following a Chinese custom that prioritizes the funerals of older family members. Jennifer had organized both funerals as she was asked to do so. Bick Ha was buried on November 19, 2010, while Han Pan could not attend due to his injuries.